Dani Letourneau was heavily involved in Greenfield's plan to reopen City Hall last week under new health and safety guidelines. When I spoke with Letourneau, Mayor Roxann Wedegartner's chief of staff, I asked how it was to welcome the public back to the building.
So it's been going good. We decided while we were creating the plan that we would do things slowly. And that's why we're only open limited hours, and we're going to assess as we go and go slow and steady and see how we're doing.
Yeah, it's been about a week since City Hall reopened on a select basis to people by appointment. Have people been coming in? Have they been taking advantage of it?
They have been. I'm actually really pleased. One of the things we wanted to do was really encourage people to use the other ways in which they can do business with the city. While we were closed down, the city of Greenfield got up and running with technology that we probably couldn't have imagined we'd have in City Hall in a really short amount of time, so that people can work remotely, so that we could make it easier for people to do their business online. And there was pretty much every kind of business you could do with the city, including licensing and tax paying and issues with the clerk's office. We made sure that those were ready online and by mail. And so our hope was that when we open for limited hours, it's really for those people that really need to come in person because of internet issues or because they need help with something. And it appears so far that that's what's happening.
With the new technology additions that the city has made, is that something that you think you'll stay committed to now that you have it up and running?
I hope so, and I think so. We've also been using these online tools for interdepartmental meetings, intradepartmental meetings. The city council has been going on and doing their meetings remotely via WebEx, which has been really helpful so that business can still happen. We're also using WebEx in our internal meetings as well. And also, you know, honestly, one of the things that we really were looking at, and the number one concern with reopening to the public is the safety of the employees and the citizens. So before we would have large department head meetings, we'd have large, city council meetings with lots of people in the room. And I don't know how soon people will feel comfortable going back to that. So now that we have these tools, we could probably progress at some point to like a hybrid model.
It's been an opportunity to really look at things in a completely different way. And it's good to see some positives coming out of a situation that has been difficult for so many people. We understand that Mayor Wedegartner has broken her arm, and we do wish her well. How's she doing?
She's doing okay. She's still working really hard, busy with her phone call meetings and online meetings, but she's still getting used to the fact that it is her right arm she broke, and she's right-handed. And so she's used to doing things on her own and really getting out there. So I think, given a couple weeks, she'll get used to it, and we'll be seeing her a little more out in public. But I was happy to do this for her today.
We wish her the best and welcome her back to the show as soon as she's feeling well. I know that one of the things that she has stressed throughout the COVID-19 pandemic is this, or more recently anyway, is the need for contact tracing. Franklin County was actually ahead of the curve when you look at the state. Can you give us an update on the contact tracing there? I know one of the Board of Health members from Greenfield is involved.
Yeah, actually two of them. So we have continued a temporary contract with the folks that we hired to do contact tracing. We have 2 registered nurses and a woman with a master's in public health who are helping our regular health department with that. We're going to continue doing it as long as it's needed. And they're working really hard to kind of, triangulate. They're also working with folks from the county. So, contact tracing, for anybody who's done any research on it, I mean, I've just learned about this spring, but it is pretty complicated in terms of these small towns that are all right next to each other. So I think I'm really proud of the way that Greenfield has been at the forefront. We've been helping the other towns, doing some tracing that then we hand off to other health departments, working with the Franklin Regional Council of Governments. And we're going to continue doing it as long as it's needed.
Zooming out a bit and looking at reopening in the community there in Greenfield, I don't have to tell you, lots of small businesses in the community. Have you been in touch with any of them? How's the process going for them? And many of them are restaurants, so they're not even available to be reopened until phase 2.
Right. So we actually have an amazing group of restaurants here in Greenfield, as well as our other small businesses. And the mayor herself has spoken to some of these proprietors throughout this shutdown to see how they're doing. Many of them have pivoted and have made it possible to do takeout. Some of these, sit-down restaurants that you see in Greenfield, they have pivoted and they're doing takeout. They're getting creative with it. And what she's recently done is the mayor sent out, in addition to those one-on-one conversations, she's been surveying the restaurants through our office to see what kinds of things could be helpful going forward, especially if people can't get back inside the restaurants. I think that we're fortunate in that it is spring and we're getting into summer, and we do have some outdoor space available. So we're looking at all those options. There's some things that are going to be coming down the pike. You will hear about probably in the next week or two through the city council as well, with ordinance adjustments to make it easier for outdoor seating to be allowed, to make some spaces that could be opened up for people to sit further apart, sit in kind of restaurant zone type places within our downtown corridor.
The budget process there has been something that you've been intimately involved in. You worked on streamlining that at the city level. How's budget looking?
The budget process this year, the budget was created before the pandemic really hit. And so working closely with our director of finance, who really is a fierce, protector of taxpayer funds, pretty conservative about how things go. She still agreed that we should put forward the budget that we had written with a few tweaks to see what would happen after the fact. So we're hopeful of that. But one of the things that we're going to do is reevaluate, I think, throughout the year. Often people forget that a budget process does take many, many months. I think in fiscal 2021, it's going to be an ongoing conversation and probably an evaluation every month of where we are, if we have to go back and adjust and see what we do. And then, even some of the closures of some of these events are affecting the budget as well, not just businesses. The 4th of July fireworks display is a good example that's put on largely by the rec department. And, there's lots of things around there with vendors and such to make it possible. And then we also have outdoor recreational activities that our rec department is just now this week going through to figure out how we can apply the new guidelines that came out earlier this week. So it's just a lot of things. They're all intertwined.